Okay, so for those of you who have just come in, you keep it on that page, Jack, on the first page. Yeah, do click the link or scan the link and fill in your thoughts, share the things that you have done with Nurture Kids over the past few months, especially during the circuit breaker period. We want you to share what you have been doing, your experiences, any new skills gained, any challenges faced, as well as feel free to share photos or short video clips on the work or the experiences you have done with us. Okay, so we give you another couple of minutes. There's about close to 40 of you guys, so I hope to see more posts. And if you're wondering, Padlet is anonymous, so yeah, if you are shy about your sharing, you don't need to worry about it. Okay. Okay. Welcome again. Thanks everyone for joining us. If you are still writing your reflection or you're sharing, please continue to do so. But we will start our session now. Okay. Okay, maybe we just direct your attention to the screen. So thanks all for your sharing. We were hoping for a little bit more pictures, but that's okay. I think that's great that all of you have put in your thoughts and your reflection for the past few months. Let's take a look, okay? There's some of you who shared how you involve your family, myself included. For those involved in the parent-child video or the live stream, I think a lot of you involve your kids. Just want to see if anybody wants to unmute themselves and share verbally a little bit more. There's someone who shared about parent-child video and how it's involved the whole the family members. Would you like to share a little bit more? There's also someone who shared about FMS activity development, how you're given a chance to create new activities, for the preschoolers, as well as some of you involved in filming, which I'm sure was a new experience for quite a lot of you guys, as well as those who were involved in the live streams. If the rest of you followed, some of the sessions were really creative, and yeah, I think it became quite competitive at one point. Everyone trying to outdo each other with new stories, new characters. If you have not looked at the live streams on the Active Parents page, please do so. I think you can gain a lot of inspiration there for your own classes that are going to be coming up. Okay, so do take a time to look through the reflection from each other and continue to input it even after this session. All right, but perhaps now we will continue. Back to the slides. Okay, so briefly, this is what we're going to cover over the next hour or so. You can go to the agenda. Yeah. Okay, so right after this, we will have a sharing by some of the trainers who we have spoke to already. And then we'll give you a brief overview of what's going to be coming out over the next few months. And then Jack will share specifically for the July period leading up to August, the plans for Nurture Kids at Get Active. And then after that, Sherry will share a little bit more about the online coaching approach, assuming that we are still not allowed to go back to the preschools. Okay. Okay, so this is really in just what were the various jobs we guys assigned the trainers, all of you, over the last 2-3 months. There were some of you involved in article writing. Those are not up yet. There were some of you involved in designing activity plans for parents as well as for the teachers. Some of you involved in piloting the online coaching model, which we'll share a little bit more after this. There was a bunch of you involved in the Facebook live stream, and another pool of trainers were involved in FMS video resources. So right now we are going to invite first off Melvin to share his experience doing the Facebook live stream. Okay, so before we progress on with the meeting and sharing, I would also like to invite all of you who are comfortable with to, if possible, just show your video so that it feels a little bit more like a real meeting face-to-face. And yeah, if you don't mind, you can just show yourself. And then now we have Melvin to share with us his experiences over the last few months. Over to you, Melvin.
Hi. Hey, thank you, Miriam, and everyone for joining us today. Okay, so here's my sharing today. For the past 2 months, it has been quite exciting and rewarding because these are my roles during the circuit breaker. So I became like a Facebook live stream kind of influencer or a YouTuber. And I also get to learn how to be a film director, script writer, lighting man, sound and music coordinator, video and animation editor, props manager. So seriously, these are some of the things that I never thought I would need to do lah. But because of this circuit breaker, I actually step out of my comfort zone and try to, make the best of what I could. Yeah, so actually these are, to me, before circuit breaker, probably these are what we call very specialized skills and you probably need some certification. But during the circuit breaker, I realized actually a lot of it is from within yourself, how much you want to explore and how much you want to learn. Yeah, so the next slide. So, just like our movements, we have different phases. So it's like the preparation phase. I get to clean up my room, this is actually my living room, but it looks far more worse than this. So this is actually a very neat and tidy kind of storage space I have. I make do with using my living room. Yeah. So I think the next slides will share with you more. Okay, execution phase. We just have to be entertaining. So when we set up the place for our live stream, we need to make sure, I have to make sure that it is nice, conducive, friendly for the children who are watching. Of course, not the Adidas logo lah. That's what we have to cover up. Because I wanted this logo on my wall for a long time. So actually, Yayin was the one that helped to draw the logo. She painted it. Yeah. She spent about a week doing it lah. Yeah. Yeah. So because you need to know your content very well. That you are doing a kids show, so everything got to be kids friendly. Yeah. And then we have our follow through phase. This your house is your storeroom. Yes, Lily. My house is actually my storeroom. So everything. I know sometimes when I go for filming for some of the Nurture Kids Resource video, Jack will ask me, Melvin, you got balloon? Yes. Melvin, you got this, you got that, have everything I have. No need to buy. The shops are all closed outside. No need to buy. Yeah. So and then we have our follow through phase. So we need to think of how we can help other trainers and also help to grow this program through videotainment, that kind of thing. Yeah. And also some of the props that we already use it once, can we reuse it again? Yeah. So these are things that we need to consider lah. So like costume that we purchased it, maybe next time we can reuse it again during some of our real life session, real practical session with our kids lah. Yeah. So overall, it was a very pleasant and enriching experience for me because I get to see a lot more things and really, I think at the end of the day, as a Nurture Kids trainer, it's not about the knowledge that you have, but it's also about how willing you are to adapt to all these changes. Like facing the camera, talking to everybody, you know. I know doing live, Facebook Live was just a fortnightly thing, once every 2 weeks. So I tried to do more things to face the camera. I came up with my own Melvin's Lobang, selling frozen food, doing live, just to get more practice. Yeah. So end of the day, it's really about yourself, how you want to step out of comfort zone and how positive you are during this whole circuit breaker. And to me, I actually achieved quite a lot of things during this circuit breaker, and I'm quite happy with this. And also the opportunity given by Nurture Kids team. Yeah. So with that, I hope the rest of Nurture Kids trainer, if you are getting assignments that you need to be on screen, on video or whatever, you can feel free to ask me lah. I can share with you my experiences and how I can help you to do a good video lah, a presentable video. Yeah. So thank you so much. Back to you, Miriam.
Thanks, Melvin. You kept more or less within your 5 minutes.
Yes, I know you're cut out a lot of things, but I think.
Okay, yeah, I think you guys really impressed us. Initially, when we talked about live stream, Jack and I were just joking that we wanted something like, the kids program like Hi-Fi, and then you sort of almost reached there, I would say, especially when you came in with your wig and your dancing king costume. Yeah, that was like another level. Yeah. So I think great job to you and all those that were doing the live stream, really put in a lot of effort.
Yes.
Just want to ask if anybody has questions for Melvin.
Yeah, any questions?
Any questions? Or any words of encouragement? You can put it in the chat.
I hope I can have that freedom. I got to hide inside.
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really very good. Yeah.
Got a question. Got to ask the technical stuff like what kind of cameras we need, what kind of webcam, what brand.
Yeah.
We need that. Yeah, because
cheapest place to buy them.
Yeah.
Okay, honestly speaking, I'm using a handphone, using the back camera.
No, the tripod, where you order, all those. Yeah.
A tripod, I got it. Actually, this tripod, I got it a few years ago when I was in Taiwan. It can act like a monopod, a selfie stick kind of thing. Yeah. So using tripod, the benefit is the stability lah. Your camera will not move around. And when you are doing pre-recording or even doing live, do your best to use your phone back camera, the back one, the camera that's behind the phone. Yeah, because it's much more clearer. The megapixel is higher, resolution is so much more clearer.
Then you use
then
your
again,
laptop as the screen, is it?
Yes. Then I'll use my laptop
Ah.
right, as a screen, so I can see people replying and commenting what I'm doing lah. Then like when I was doing live, right, I actually forgot some stuff lah. Then Kia Yin was actually behind the screen. She was actually just sitting down and doing her own things lah. And then she helped me to double check whether I missed out certain things. So that day, last Saturday, I actually missed out the Nurture Kids cheer. I actually started with recapping like what we learned during the last 2 weeks. Then she said, actually, you forgot your Nurture Kids cheer. So she was behind me, right? She was behind the camera. So she just take out like a post-it. Then she put NK cheer. So immediately, spontaneously, I got it. So I said, oh yes, it's time to do our Nurture Kids cheer before we start our activity. So it's a seamless kind of transition. Yeah, you don't say, I'm so sorry, I forgot. You just say, okay, and before we commence, let's do our Nurture Kids cheer. So the whole thing, it looks very smooth. Yeah, it's like preparing for a show. Yeah, so sometimes additional support matters a lot because there will be, you can call this person a director or a producer that is always there, to watch your performance and to correct it spontaneously. Yeah, so without having you to stop, without having you to apologize, no need. Yeah, so the support is very important. So even if you are doing your own video, right, please ensure that somebody is with you. You can rehearse through this whole process with that person. If not, you just got to write it down. You can use cue cards, but write it as big as you can, so that you can see. Don't be so generous. Like I want to save paper. No, you can use a whiteboard mark. This whiteboard, if you have. If you don't have, you take a A3 paper. You go and laminate it. You use marker and write so that you can reuse. So you can put it beside the camera. Don't put it down. If you put it down, for example, imagine if I have my slides here with me today. If I don't put my slides beside my camera, I will be talking to all of you like that because I'm reading on my slide. Okay, so you need make sure that your slides are actually beside your camera, okay, or eye level, so that you have the eye contact with your audience. If you put it here, today I'm going to share with you. Yeah, you will find it like very rude and not so nice. The overall presentation. Yeah, so these are all good tips. I would say, that I learned through doing live and watching how other people do it.
Thanks, Melvin. You see, you're really very passionate. I think we need to move on to the next person. If any of you have questions or if you're keen to be part of this live stream, if we ever do have it again, do let us know. And I'm sure Melvin will be really happy to share more tips with you guys. Okay, so thanks so much, Melvin. We invite all of you to either unmute yourself and give a clap, or you can just use the reaction buttons below. Just give a thumbs up or a clap for Melvin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melvin.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay, next we have Sean. So Sean was involved in piloting the online coaching. We're just going to get him to share his experiences and some of his thoughts and challenges in this area. Over to you, Sean.
Okay, everybody can hear me, right? Okay, so basically I'm a personal trainer, okay, 15 years of experience. So I'm new to NK program. So basically, short and sharp, okay, so was during the circuit breaker, so, and phase one, so was gym was closure, so don't have much of, cannot do personal training all this. So I switched my personal training to online, and then via bootcamp, online via Zoom, all this. So and then given the opportunity to have a NK pilot online coaching. Okay, so this is a time that I use what I've been doing it, okay, to practice it online. So virtually, actually it's virtually Zoom conducting the session. So and then with the support from all the ICs and weekly sharing sessions. So this is how I conduct the session. Okay, then next slide, very fast one. Okay, so about this online coaching, right, few things is about pre-discussion. We need to make sure prepare our weekly activities. So always I will have prepare my weekly activities with the teachers, and then So it's like I will share with them what we need to prepare, because now I'm not physically there, but I'm virtually there. So this is how I keep our communication. Okay, sweet and short, and then they're able to know what is going for the coming week. So when they start the session, they already prepare all the equipments, and then when we come, then we book the time slot. So actually, I'm virtually online with them 2 hours. I got 3 schools, so actually I'm 2 hours with the school. I'm watching them through my. You can see from the pictures. Actually, I'm cast my MacBook to my TV, so actually I can view them from my TV, and then they can see me also from my TV, from their view, and that's how I conduct the session. And together with the help of the teachers to execute lah. So then we share like some point of time the teacher will ask me about some parts that I need to need any focus. Then I will just share. Yeah. Then yep. Then that's about it. Quite short and sharp. This is how I conduct my session. Okay, few things. Challenges faces is sometimes it's a network issue. Sometimes really the beginning of a session there's some network issue. Then we have to rectify it fast because the kids they're like waiting. They're waiting the what is going on or this. So this is, and then managing of the kids lah. This is the time that the teachers have to help also. And then yeah, this is how I've been doing for the past 1 month online. So I literally do it 6 hours a week. Yeah, because each school I actually were watching them for 2 hours. Yes, that's it. Fast finish.
Okay, thanks so much, Sean. Thanks so much for your sharing and your time and energy in this whole area of work. We also like to thank all those others who were involved in this online coaching. It was a really very important segment because the things that they piloted and are still piloting will be eventually sort of the mode that we may go into if things don't change for this whole COVID period. Yeah, so before we move on to the next person, I thought if anyone has any questions for Sean, how he did it. I think Lily has one question. Need to advise, how do you connect the computer to TV?
Okay, I'm using MacBook. So I'm using MacBook cast onto my Apple TV, then onto the TV. Yeah, so that's how I do it. Some will use Chrome. They use Chrome to cast it to the TV. Yeah, some will use HDMI cable, but they need more connection. Yeah, so for me is if you can see, I'm putting my MacBook on my table, and then on the left side is the TV, so I can view them on a bigger screen. So I can watch them executing the movement. Are they practice the movement correctly? All this, so have a bigger picture also. Yeah.
So you basically have 2 screens, right? You have your huge TV screen and you have your computer screen, which is on the side somewhere, correct?
Yeah, correct.
And the view that the students see you is on the computer screen.
Yes, correct. So I have to turn my head, look at them, after that look at it. Because if you notice, they actually cast, they also project me on the big screen. They project me on the big screen also. So there's one picture, I think.
Yeah, we will show it later. Yeah.
So that one, they actually see me. So I'm not there, but actually they see my whole face there. That's why during this 4 weeks, right, they start to know me lah. Actually, even though they start to know that today got teacher Sean's session or this, because they actually see my big screen, big head on the wall. Yeah. Okay. That's it.
Anyone else has any other questions for Sean? Feel free to unmute your mic. You can ask.
Do you have to use a different device to widen your angle? I have seen people using a different device into some cameras, like your computer cameras or something, to widen your angle. Is it necessary?
No, not really. No, I just position it on the table, and then I actually position higher, so I can tilt. And because you can see from my picture, right? Actually, I do a setup behind me. Because that was one of the setup. The floor is lava, so actually I put a setup behind me. So when I show the teacher at time, actually I just tilt my computer, so they can see the how I set up all this. So actually just positioning lah. Of course, the first round, is trying to find the right angle. First session usually is trying to find the right angle. Then after subsequently, you start to know which angle actually they can see properly. Then, yeah, things will start to get the flow already.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for sharing, Sean. And thanks all those who were involved in online coaching for all your hard work. Perhaps you want to give them a clap or thumbs up for the good work done. Okay, so next up we have Yi-Chun to share with us. Basically what Yi-Chun was involved in was in creating FMS video resources, and now he'll share with us his experience and maybe some challenges faced. Over to you, Yi-Chun.
All right, thanks, Miriam. Okay, hi guys. Okay, so yeah, I'm Yi-Chun. So this is like my 3rd year in Nurture Kids. So I would say I'm maybe 90% familiar with the program. So the good news for this assignment for video resources is I have a little bit of background of video editing, and I kind of like it. So I actually enjoy the whole process of it. So just share with you some like the planning phases of how I actually do it. So there's actually 3 phases. So the pre phase is actually once I got a topic, I just like cover the outline of the object. So I just want to know what's the content that I want to drive to the viewers, and know the target audience, which is you guys and also the teachers in the preschool, and focus on the core message, like what is the whole message we want to bring across to the whole video. Then after that, once over there, I will start to plan the logistics. Where should I film? The lighting, is it outdoor, indoor, the different angles and all, blah blah blah. Then after that, I will move on to writing a rough script. Yeah. Then after that, make a storyboard. So I basically just plan the entire flow of the. I plan the entire flow of the video. Yeah, because I think too long would bore the viewer, so I usually try to keep it short and simple. As much as possible, try to keep it detailed. So yeah, next. Yeah, so once I do all this planning, it's just basically moving on to the production, the shooting phase. So I will make sure all my equipments are ready for that day. Then and the area are in good condition. When if it's outdoor, make sure it's not raining. Then ball, if I need to use equipment, ball is palm, mic is working. Yeah, then before I actually do the proper shoot, I will rehearse the entire sequence first, as if I'm actually doing a shoot, but I'm not actually filming, because this helps me to do it smoothly once I actually do the real thing. So lastly, for every scene, I mean, everybody makes human error, right? So I tend to shoot a bit more for every scene. So for example, this scene I'll do about 3 to 5 more times, so that I got a variety to choose from, so that when I want to make the video, I can see, hey, this is nicer, that is nicer. Yeah. Then next. Then once I'm done, I will make sure before I back up the area, I will watch what I film and check whether I have everything I want. So yeah, and also the sound quality of the video. Yep. So once everything I got in place, I just got to upload to the com. Then I'll use a software called Video Editor Plus 2020. Then I'll look through and decide what I want to upload and which footage I want to use. Then after that, I use the script and storyboard to assist in my video editing. Yep. So some challenges I face, it's actually, personally, I'm pretty bad at memorizing script. I'm quite impromptu. I'm kind of impromptu person. So I realized that doing impromptu stuff for video filming is, it looks actually quite bad on the camera. So I realized I have to force myself to memorize script and also rehearse many times. If not, actually, like when I film myself, when I say all the or this kind of thing, this kind of stuff, right? It looks very unprofessional. So I spent a lot of time doing this kind of rehearsing, most of the time doing all those. Then for activities that requires like group settings, like group forming into different groups, I find that I do not have enough subject to assist in filming group activities. I usually just get my girlfriend to just help me with it. Yeah, if it's better, I can get more people to help in the video, it'd be better. Easier for me to edit also. Then next is if those activities that requires huge space, I've got to do it outdoor, and recently it's been raining, so because of the rain, I have to delay in the video. Then timing like 12 to 4 o'clock is also very sunny, so I couldn't film it at that timing. Hence, it will result in a delay in everything. Then the fourth one is the software will crash because there's too many files on the laptop. So there's a period that I actually done out 2 videos that I gotta redo everything also. And the last one, extremely time consuming, because like I said, because of weather, I can't do it from 12 to 4. So 12 to 4 I'll do indoor shoot. Before that I will do script writing, and also a video production itself. Approximately I can take the entire day. Yeah, so it's time consuming, and lastly I have other commitments also. So yeah, that's all for my sharing.
Thanks so much, Yichun. Yeah, I can tell it's a lot of hard work to do, to film the whole video by yourself, to be the director, filming crew, and the person, in front of the screen as well. Yeah, so I think great job with all the videos, yourself as well as all those other trainers who have been part of this work. Really great job. We will be sharing, putting all these videos on YouTube, and these videos are meant to complement the Nurture Kids curriculum. So hopefully this will be helpful for both yourself as trainers to understand each activity in case you're not clear, as well as to facilitate the learning for the teachers that you're going to be working with. Okay, now perhaps we allow a little bit of time for questions for Yichun. Anyone has any questions? No? All right, I think great job. Let's give him a clap, a thumbs up. And next we have Sarah. So Sarah was involved in creating parent-child videos. And likewise, he will share with us his experience as well as some learning points and maybe challenges. Over to you, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all here. And it was a great experience for me doing it with family, because for me, before this, I was involved in the business development and marketing. So through my company, I was sent for my course in graphic designs and e-commerce. So after I left that industry 6 years ago, I hardly do a lot of videos in terms of production based, but I was still doing videos on online teaching. So it was not a difficult thing for me to go back, because I have been doing online teaching on sports modules and other subjects, and certain coaching modules through online. So when the circuit breaker kicked in, for me it was quite new because I already have the software. And most important thing is it was a very good bonding time, although it was financially was draining because during this period. So, but it was a very good bonding time, and was able to produce good videos, as I said. Like most of my learning points are put in a question form is, how do I get started in my video production? Is usually I script it up, like most of the coaches has already said. I usually use my TV, and I got a monitor, I got my camera. So I have a picture of my whole setup. My setup is very big, so for production. And most importantly, I will write my script first and rehearsal my script, because end of the day, the videos which I'm going to create must be interesting. And what do the kids learn from the video? The objective. If it's going to be skipping, hopping, running, so we need to cater what is the learning methodologies for it. And end of the day, your training content must be fun. I always like to use this fun, and I always like Nurture Kids because fun for me separates two things: enjoyment and fundamentals. So I always like to measure my fun element using this. End of the day, when you teach, what does the kid take away? So new skills is more on environmental planning in my house. Although it was difficult, I will put it in my challenges, but I created 2 places to do my videos due to the lightings. So one is in front of my main TV, my 49-inch TV, so it's big. So I was able to do it in front there. The other one is at the corridor area where you see the next video, where it's usually done at night because of the lighting. And I brushed up a lot of my editing skills, because last I started to do editing was in 2013. So it was in my Fujitsu computer, where everything was given free by Singapore Poly. So I dusted up, took up all the materials, Adobe and all that, and I used that for my video creating together with DaVinci. So digital coaching was a good platform for me to kick in, because I think so in future everything will be digitalized. And I think so we are facing on the right manners. And challenges faced is most importantly is lighting. So I need to do with a lot of lighting placings. Actually, I got table lamps. I have to steal my children's table lamps from their rooms to light up the room from the hall. And family member was also a big issue, because I got my mother-in-law was aging, and I had my two aunties, and all three of them were living in Jurong and Ang Mo Kio. And because of this COVID situation, I have to bring all the three senior citizens into my house, because it's my responsibility to look after them. So there are a lot of nyang 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 when I do a lot of videos. So I have to talk to them and maybe give them some nice pep talk. So that was one of my challenges. And lastly is getting, like, example, my daughter, because she's only 5.5 years old, getting the objective of the learnings and the correct skill set, because what I teach my daughter will be delivered to the rest of the students who are looking at the videos. So the correct set of skills must be delivered. The cues given must be understood not only by your kids. When another kid looks at the picture, they should be able to understand the cues to execute the movements. And then of the time, you still must maintain the fun element. If I'm going to tell my daughter, go 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, they say, Daddy, you siao, I want to go back home. I don't want to do this. So I must create the fun element until she says, when is my next video? And happily, I see her taking my handphone and creating her own videos. So I was happy to see that. And I say, next time I'll put up your videos in my Facebook. And these are some challenges, together with all the coaches has already said, which are very interesting facts of this COVID situation towards our learning journey. Yes, Miriam, that's what I have for this time. I think so. I've used 4.5 minutes.
Okay, thanks, Sarah. We want to just share the video. Jack, you can just share the video. So this video is can you share the video? Yeah, this video was I think it was the hot soup video. And I thought it was really cute, because usually you see Sarah as a coach figure, but this one he was referring to his daughter as a baby. So it was really cute.
Because that's what I call her at home.
Okay, are you able to share the volume? Okay, so we won't look through the whole video, just see this part. I thought it was really cute how he involved his daughter, and she's basically serving hot soup to him. He's the customer. We do have these videos online. So if you go to the Active Parents website, which we can share the link later, there's a page on preschool videos and preschool portion. And under there, we have all our parent-child videos, which are done by our FMS coaches. So go in there, take a look, and see what some of these coaches have done. So thanks, Sarah. Thanks for the good work, and thanks all those who have been involved in creating all these FMS parent-child videos. I think it's really, really good. And I'm sure it's been educational for the parents who have watched it and learned from it. Okay, so last we have Desiree. So Desiree was involved in activity planning, and now just get her to share a little bit of what she's done and maybe some of the challenges and skills she's faced. Over to you, Desiree.
Thank you, Miriam. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Desiree, and I actually helped out with like activity planning for Nurture Kids during the past 2 months. So I actually have some background in coming up with lesson plans or activity plans, because I I graduated from sports coaching. So we used to do a lot of lesson plans. So the diagram on the left is one example of like our activity plans that we came up with. So my locomotor skill was hopping. So we have to come up with 2 activities that we can teach the kids on hopping. So the lesson objective, as you can see on the top left, is to observe, listen, and hop only when specific instructions are called out. So this is one of my activity objective in this game. So this game is called Little Birdie Hop. So I actually came up with a song for the kids. So you know the yellow highlighted words, they are the song. So they're like the song lyrics. So I'm not gonna sing it, but yeah, it's like one of the lyrics lah. And there are commands where, like the highlighted ones are the commands. So when I say hop, 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 so the children have to hop on 1 foot. So these are some examples. And then we have the setup diagram in the middle, where I just, I use like stickmans to like draw the, like give a rough idea on how the setup will look like in real life. And the variations of play is more for progressions and regression. So for the younger children, it's more for regression if they don't understand or they don't know how to hop properly. So as a coach, I can also like, I can give my pinky to the child to hold so that they like, we can guide them along if they don't know how to hop. Yeah, and then for the older children, maybe we can like set conditions like hop on left foot or maybe backwards when the command is given. Yeah, so these are some of the ways that we can include during the activity plans. And then we also have to come up with like teaching cues for the children. So like example, hands flapping like a bird. So we give analogies so that it's fun and catchy for the children to understand. And some challenges faced was to make it very like fun and interesting, because sometimes it's hard to brainstorm on ideas where we don't know whether the children will like it or not. So we also have to like research online on like ideas, other coaching platforms that we can get inspirations from. So these are one of the challenges that I faced when coming out of the lesson plan. And then like designing the setup diagram is also one of them, because like I believe that some of the coaches in the activity development group also had some issues with the setup, because like you have the idea in your head, but it's very hard to like draw it out or put it down on a lesson plan so that everyone can imagine. So that is one of the challenges I also face. And yeah, one of the skills that I learned also is like coming up with progression and regression. So like I said earlier, like we have to give probably like some ways that we can adjust our lesson plan to suit the children, those younger or the older ones. Yeah, so that was what I did during the past 2 months with Nurture Kids. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Desiree.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your thoughts and experiences with us the last few months. So myself and Kiabun, we have been working quite closely with the pool of trainers to develop new activity plans. And the hope is to expand on the current Funstart Musma activities so that in the future, trainers like yourself and the teachers can draw from more ideas. Okay, so in the interest of time, we'll move on to the next segment. Right now, we are going to just briefly share with you the plans that we have for Nurture Kids over the next few months. So right now it's June and we are slowly moving into July. So from July onwards, if you all have seen Sherry's message, we've been talking about scheduling and looking at your existing schools. So from July onwards, we'll be getting all of you to be in touch again with the schools that you were assigned in March. Just note that the schools that will be starting in July are only for what we call existing schools, meaning schools that were with us from 2019. The remaining, I think 30 or 40 schools, which are new schools, will only start together with a bunch of also new schools, with more new schools in August. Okay, so right now we are working on the scheduling and sorting out who's going to take what schools and all that. And that program will start in July. And this period will be called a Nurture Kids Get Active period. So if you know, every year we have this Get Active Singapore, which is to celebrate National Day through sports. And this year, as usual, we will have that celebration in August, in early August. But as you know, because of COVID, we can't have that huge event at the National Stadium. So everything will be a virtual celebration, a virtual event. And leading up to that, there will be some preparation involved. Okay, the details of it, I'll get Jack to share after this. And come August, that's when we will start the Nurture Kids program proper. So August, not the first week of August, first week of August will be National Day. So that's when the event will be. The week after, or maybe sometime mid-August, that's when we will start the Nurture Kids program. And we will have new schools coming on board. So just to give you a sense of the number, right now we have 125, we call it old schools meaning those that were with us from 2019. From mid-August onwards, we will have an additional 125 new schools. So these are new schools that have not gone through Nurture Kids at all. Okay? So there will be, just keep in mind, there will be a lot of scheduling involved, and you'll be assigned to new schools. The old schools will go through a different format where we don't go in every week. We will basically check in with them about once every 3 weeks, once every 4 weeks. Okay, so that's generally the format, whereas the new schools will be like your normal program that you're used to. Okay, and then for this whole period from mid-August to around mid-November is when the Nurture Kids program will take place. So usually we have it, as Jack shared, I think earlier in the year, there were 4 stages involved. Right now we will go through that 4 stages, but depending on how things pan out, we are working towards an online coaching model, which Sherry will share after this. And the program will basically be back-to-back, meaning it's going to be from mid-August to mid or end November, non-stop, to finish the 16 weeks. Okay? Any questions so far? If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to just type it in the chat group. All right, and we will answer it as and when, or maybe at the end. Okay, if no questions, we'll go on to the next slide. Okay, so right now, Jack will take you through what will be happening in July, which is the Nurture Kids Get Active period and event. Over to you, Jack.
Okay, thanks, Miriam. Hey guys, good to see you guys again. Okay, so basically as what Miriam said just now, right? Every year we have this Get Active movement around surrounding the National Day period. So some examples will be like the local competitions you see at the sports centers every year. But this year, because of the COVID situation, we are moving towards a virtual format to celebrate National Day nonetheless. And then, okay, so as part of this Get Active movement, right, we have partnered an enabler to develop resources for our preschool parents and the teachers. Okay, so this is a website that has been done up, and this is where the educators will get their resources. They get to download videos, they get to download the clips. So I have put up the QR code for you, so you can just go in and take a look at the website. It's pretty easy to navigate. Or if you're looking at for the resources, right, just go to the educators part. Okay. And then as part of the resources, there's actually two main bulk of resources. One will be the pre-recorded videos that will be released every week. And then accompanying it will be the educators resource kit. So inside this resource kit, right, there are the lesson plans, the warm-up pictures, the cool-down pictures, as well as the cheers, the Nurture Kit cheer. Okay, so basically, right, what's going to happen is the teacher will get to assess all this. And when you meet the teachers in July, you'll be leveraging on the resources that is already on this website. Okay? Okay, so in total, we are releasing 2 episodes of videos every week, and we already started in June. Okay, so if you look over here, episode 1 to 6 has already been released. And next week, we'll have episode 7, 8, and then following will be 9 and 10, so on and so forth. Okay, for coming July, we will only focus on episode 9 and episode 13 on the weeks that you are getting in touch with the school, right? So, okay, on the table on the right side, it's actually a schedule of July itself. So divided by weeks now. So 6 to 10 July is the first week of July, and then 13, 17 is the second week, so on and so forth. So looking at this table, we are going in on the week 2 and week 4 of July. Okay, and week 2, when you go in, the episode that you will touch on will be episode 9, and then week 4, when you go in, you will focus on episode 13, right? And then there is and then there is week 1 and week 3, right? So during week 1 and week 3, the teachers are free to use any of the resources that has been released to conduct their lesson in the centers. Okay, so because end of this, right, end of the day, after this, all these 16 episodes is meant to lead up to the 6th of August Nurture Kids celebration. Okay, so there will be virtual festival, and then most probably we are going to stream the festival to the preschool. So throughout this period, the content we would like them to focus on will be the Get Active at Singapore, Get Active Singapore kind of content is all this. So far, okay? Okay, so another point, there is also this thing called the Get Active workout, right? So last year we had that, the Deep in My Heart song with the actions and stuff. Okay, so this year there will also be a workout that is scheduled to be released in the between the 1st and 2nd week of July. Okay, so when that happens, we will need to introduce that to the teachers as well, to the schools, so that they can all do it with us on the 6th of August. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, Noah? Okay, other than the Get Active campaign, or rather as part of the Get Active campaign, there is also this thing called the Care Pledge. Right, so this is targeting the children mainly. So this Care Pledge is meant to inspire Singaporeans to take action and support meaningful causes. So we have identified 4 different pledges, right? Then the kids can sort of pledge, and the teachers can help to encourage the pledging of these messages through the activities. Okay, so we are hoping to get them to submit an entry on the website, like for example, taking a video of them completing the activity, the Nurture Kids lesson, and at the same time they say thank you to their teachers, okay, and stuff like that. So there's a short kind of entry, like a short video or just a photo, and then all entries will get a participation e-cert to this whole Get Active campaign, the Nurture Kids at Get Active Singapore campaign. And something that's still pending, we hope to give a physical National Day goodie bag for the first 100 class submission. That's the most ideal lah, but this is pending, so do not share this yet. Okay, so if you wonder what are these pledges, right, you can just scan the QR code here. It will lead you to the Pledge of Care page. Okay, so these are 4 things. So other than getting the teachers involved, as part of the resource kit that the teachers get when they sign up for an account, will be this children activity kit. where they can get the children to do coloring. Okay. Okay, so this is so far as in what is happening for the whole Get Active campaign. Is there any questions? If not, then I'll go straight into the curriculum part already. Okay, let me see your chat. Okay, nobody question? Okay. Okay, as part of COVID, right, EBSDA has released this COVID ABCs earlier this year, right before the school actually opened. So this is more like guidelines, right, to help teachers on how to carry out MSB lessons. So this time out, when you go back to school, it will be the new norm will be very different. Children cannot really interact. The teachers have to keep a distance away from them. Equipment cannot be shared, etc. So sometimes they may highlight challenges to you that may not have surfaced earlier on during a regular face-to-face physical session. So I seek for all of you to have patience to help the teachers actually navigate their way out. So some of the teachers can be very flexible and they will try to work around it. But some of the teachers will be like, oh no, if I can't do this, means I can't do this activity. But that's not really true lah. So we always try to encourage them to find alternatives and find solutions. So these are the COVID ABC guidelines. I have highlighted some that is related to our activity. So for example, in behavior, keeping a safe distance from others, clean classroom equipment very frequently, and avoid sharing of equipment and conducting activities in small groups. So currently, right, in the classes, they are mostly divided into small groups of 10 max per class. So let's say if a class has 20 kids, right, it will be divided into 10, 10. And each 10 can only stay in that area all the time. They are not allowed to cross areas or cross class. Okay, so this is something that we will need to take note. And then classroom, okay, so let's say if I'm in charge of K1 Happy, then I'll be in charge of K1 Happy throughout. Okay. Okay, so when we meet the teachers, right, during the pre-briefing, it's always good to highlight certain safety tips. Like for example, obstruction, make sure there's no wet puddles, sharp objects. So this is a list of safety tips that you can share with your teachers to start you off. But however, sometimes you know your sensors better, and these are very general ones. But if you know your sensors happen to have, like for example, a very sharp cabinet nearby, it's always good to highlight specifically that particular item. Okay. Okay, next I will go into the curriculum. So in the resource kit, these three are fixed. So there's always a nurture kit cheer page, a warm-up page, and a cool-down page. Okay, so for the warm-up and cool-down, we are no longer using the regular nurture kit warm-up and cool-down. This is a warm-up and cool-down that is designed by our enabler. Right, so we will do it later as a group when I bring you through it. Right, so we will start with the warm-up first. Can I get all of you to turn on your video if it's convenient, and then we will actually move, like physically get up and move kind of thing, okay? Okay, let's go.
Jay, can I hear the video?
Can I hear?
Yeah, can I hear? I can follow lah. Everyone can still follow the video. You can voice over.
Handwrite circles. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2. You're done. Good job, Neela. Okay, next activity, cross-shoulder stretch. Back arm. Two, three, four, five, and rest. And come back up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Good job, Neela.
Jack, I think
Okay,
they're
technique
saying
full
I
touch.
can enable the computer sound sharing.
Stand
Okay.
as straight as you can and reach for your toes. And then hold for 5 seconds. Then down again. And up. Okay, next will be side bend. One, 2, 3, 4. And then the other side. Amazing, guys. Okay, next one, hip rotation. Okay, 5 times on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, good job, guys. Okay, so that is the warm-up. Pretty simple. I think it's simpler than what we usually do. Yeah, but okay, so this is a new warm-up sequence. So this is the video that you just watched will be the exact video that the teachers will see. Okay, so when it's time for a warm-up, this is the video that they will watch lah. But of course, the whole video is a lot longer. It will include the activity, cool down, and the cheer as well. Okay, so any questions regarding the warm-up? No, quite straightforward, right? Simple, right? Okay. Okay, this is the nurture kit cheer. I will not do the cheer. Okay, anyway, okay, so this is the video that they will watch through as well. Okay, so basically this is a nurture kit cheer with Neela, Joe, and Kane inside. So what happened is in the week 1 and week 3, if your teachers do not know how to do the nurture kit cheer, or they are not very confident in conducting it themselves, they can always utilize this video to help them with the execution part of the teaching part. Okay? Okay, so remember I said that in week 2 and week 4 of July, we will cover 2 episodes, which is episode 9 and episode 13. So this is example of the activity. You all cannot hear the volume when I play the YouTube video, is it? Hello, can you all hear the volume?
No, we can't.
Oh my God.
You need to share screen and then you go to the advanced and then you click on share computer sound.
Oh, hold on, guys.
You need to, yeah. All right.
Yeah. Hold on. All right, I got it. Okay, guys, I got it. I'm good. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this is the first episode. This is the first activity of episode 9. So just now, right, throughout the whole lesson plan, you will see, oh, the warm-up, the another picture, and then now it's time to start the first activity. Okay, so this is the first activity we call Pass It On. So we are touching on the skill kicking and hopping and leaping. Okay, but the focus will still be on the kicking to sort of link it to football. Okay, because that way they will also do football related content. Okay, I'm just going to play the video for the activity.
Now it's time for Pass It On. So you're going to pass the ball to your friend by kicking. So the skills are step, swing, and point. So when you point your foot and kick the ball, it's always the inside of your foot. So I'm going to show you a demonstration, and when you kick, you are going to call out to your friend's name to motivate them to catch the ball. So let me show you. Go, Mary Coco! And he will do the same thing back.
Go, Princess Gorgeous!
So this will continue on until everybody in the group's name is being called twice. Let's go. Go, Mary Coco!
Go, Princess Gorgeous!
Go, Mary Coco!
Go, Princess Gorgeous!
Okay, so basically this activity, ideally, they should do it in a group of 3 or 4 students, and they will kick it to one another. So the whole idea of saying go before the child's name is a form of encouragement. Okay, so for example, I choose Lily, right? So I will just say like, go Lily, you can do it. Then I will kick the ball to you. Okay, so this is more like an encouragement thing to help the teacher sort of like, oh, create this very encouraging environment. Okay? Okay, so the verbal cues here will be step, swing, and point. However, do remember to use the inside of your foot, not exactly the toes. Okay? So they will, I mean, this is more like a warm-up drill for them to practice their kicking. So the 4 of them will probably stay in a circle, and yeah, they just hit the ball among one another. So the reason why we say keep going until everyone's name is called at least twice is, you know, so that when there's this lonely kid and nobody call the name, right? So at least the teacher know how to moderate it lah. Okay. So in terms of equipment, we probably only need a ball. However, if you need to demarcate the area, then you can always use a couple of cones. But if not, if it's in a circle, then a ball is fine. So ball, you can use paper ball, you can use the regular ball that you find. Okay? Any questions regarding this activity? Then I move on to the next video. What happens if the children do remember their child's name? Has that happened before? Okay, maybe like the new kid, right? The new kid in the class. Then you can go by yeah, you can color them with stash color, or like the child with the glasses, or the child with the pink socks, etc. Okay, you can encourage things like that. Yeah, it's a good ice-breaking activity lah. Okay, no questions. I'll move on to the next. Okay, so in episode 9, there is 2 activities. So this is the second activity called the Hopscotch Go Challenge. So a little bit more like what we are familiar with will be our like safari team. Just that at the end of this whole race, whole setup, they will dig a ball in between 2 cones. Okay, I'll just play the video first.
Hope you had a refreshing water break. So now we're going to show you our next activity, which is the Hopscotch Go Challenge. So are you ready? All right, I'm going to explain to you how this activity is being carried out. First, you will have to leap over the V River. And then you're going to perform 3 hops on the step ladder. And then you're going to land with 2 legs on the yellow spot marker. And finally, you're going to execute a kick with these 3 cues. You're going to step, swing, and point. So, Princess Gorgeous, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, very good. So, are you ready? Yes, let's go. Leap, hop, 1, 2, 3, and land with 2 legs. Step, swing, and point. All right, you're going to get the ball through 2 cones, and remember to put the ball back on the masking tape. That was a good attempt, Princess Gorgeous. So now it's your turn to perform 5 kicks and see how many goals will you be able to score. Are you ready? Let's go!
Okay, so this is pretty much similar to the drill that they practiced just now, which is the kicking part. Just that now they have to complete a series before they kick the ball in between 2 cones. Okay, so this activity is to amplify the message of like being strong and brave and overcoming obstacles. So that's why they have leaped over river in order to achieve something bigger. Okay, so this is the message behind these activities. So I mean, when you see from the setup, right, the distance doesn't seem very far, mainly because of the camera angle. But let's say if your sensor space allows for it, it's ideally they can spread out across like 3 to 5 meters, and if they can have 2 setups so that they can facilitate more children doing the activity and lesser waiting time, will be good. Okay, so most of the sensors may not have the agility ladder. So what you can do, you can use masking tape to form the grid on the floor. Okay. All right, done. Can I? Okay, so this is all for episode 9. So 9 will be focused on kicking. Any question regarding episode 9? No? Okay. Okay, the lesson plan will be passed over to you guys. Okay, next will be episode 13. So episode 13, the focus will be more like a tennis-like. However, we are not going to use implements. We're just going to use a hand to do striking. Okay, we'll watch the video first.
So now, how do we play this activity? So, the teacher will stand here, holding a stick. The ball will be placed here. The striker will stand here, eyes on the ball. Swing and rotate the arm to the back. Swing to the front and point his hand to the catcher. And the catcher will then catch the ball. Melvin Coco is going to show you a demonstration. Eyes on the ball. Open, rotate, arms, swing and point at me. And I catch. So catcher will then put the ball back. Thank the teacher. Thank you, teacher.
Welcome.
Cue up while the striker gets to be the catcher. This will continue on until every children gets to hit the ball twice. Let's go. Eyes on the ball, rotate.
Thank you.
All right, so basically it's to stimulate the thank you of the teacher. So one of the care pledge, right, that we highlighted was to thank your teacher. So this is how they, okay, so we have this act inside the video is to show an example to the teachers onto how they can encourage this sort of behavior. Although it's a bit like, like a bit embarrassing lah. Like can maybe the teacher ask the children, hey, okay, so when you come back here, you have to thank me before queuing up for your turn again. Yeah, so So okay, so I mean it's just encouraging. So hopefully when the kids watch the video and they say that, oh, there's this thank you teacher part, they will also go and say thank you teacher, thank you to their teachers lah. Okay, so basically that's just a point A, point B. The teacher will stand in the middle holding the ball. Okay, so currently right now we recommend a stick. So this is the baseball bat that improvised with like masking tape, so that they can hold the ball. Mainly because to minimize the contact, the human contact on the ball because of the whole COVID situation, right? But the stick, let's say if the teacher is comfortable using just their hands, they can just use their hand without the stick also can. Okay, any questions? Okay, no questions. I'll move to the next. So this is the second activity, sorry, activity 2. It's called poison balloon. It's something a little bit like dodgeball, but this time using the balloon. Okay, we'll just go straight to the video first.
Our next activity will be the poison balloon. So all you need is a striker and the catcher. So the striker will be standing over here, sending the poison balloon over to the catcher. And the catcher role is to avoid getting hit by the poison balloon. Are you ready? I'm going to show you the cues. Eyes on target, rotate, swing and point. I'm going to show you a demonstration. Eyes on target, rotate, swing and point. Alright, the catcher that's closest to the balloon will replace the striker. And this will continue until all the children get to be the striker for 3 to 5 times.
Okay, so this is like so currently in the centers, the kids kind of have a designated area for them to stand, sit, for their lessons. So we can make full use of that boxes by getting them to stand in it, and then when the striker sort of hit the balloon towards the person, the other party have to dodge the ball, but while still staying in their box itself. So this will train a little bit on their twisting, on their weight transferring, balancing, basically their stability. So this is more like stability kind of drill infused with striking. So any questions on this?
Jack, I do have a question. Can we actually share the equipments now? Because currently, my understanding is they are not supposed to share. That means the kids, at least in the MOE schools, they are supposed to have their own balls and need to do all the wipe down, you see. Not supposed to pass the balls to each other. So unless ACTA site say it's all clear that the kids can share the ball. Just want to clarify.
Right. So currently, what we have been hearing is the teachers will kind of clean the equipment throughout the whole lesson as well. So they will sort of like stand by a cloth and then start wiping things down. But okay, because currently the class is already split into 10. So our activities, we'll try not to have too much contact, but like simple contact like that is still okay. Yeah, so just make sure that they wash their hands. However, if the teacher is uncomfortable, you may tweak the activity such that it minimize the contact even more. But let's say we need, okay, so we still are trying to do a little bit of good activity, even though it's just like 2 people or something or 3 people. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like let's say if all the activity is solo, right? The kids will not have fun.
I understand. That's the issue also, you see. But it's just that whether can they have contact with the whether it's a pair or 5 or more, it's just that the hands contact with the object, you see, they're sharing kind of. So I just want to check whether it's approved or not. That's all.
Yeah, well, I mean, these will be shown lah. This will definitely be shown. But what happened is, I think we may be able to provide a variation, such that if your school is strict, then maybe you can do the variation version, the other version that minimize the contact even more. Okay?
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Anything else? Okay, any more questions? If not, these are the 4 activities that you'll be covering in that 2 weeks. So episode 9, so Pass It On and Hopscotch Go Challenge is for 2nd week of July. And then Strike and Catch and Poison Balloon will be for week 4 of July. Okay, so as for all lessons, after the activity, there will be a cool down. So we'll be going through the cool down activity. So if you can do it at home as well, it's a sitting down, cooling down cool down exercises.
It's time for the cool down. Welcome back, Neela. Are you guys ready? Kids, sit down. All right, it's the last part of our exercise today, so let's have some fun. This is called the butterfly exercise. We're gonna do it for 5 seconds, 3 times. Put your feet together and stretch as far as you can. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do it again. Stretch even more. Try not to hurt yourself. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay guys, one last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Neela, you did such a good job. Cool. And reach for our toes. Oh, good job, Neela. We're going to do this 3 times for 5 seconds on each leg. All right, guys, let's start with our right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And next will be the quad stretch.
Awesome. Now we're going to stretch the back of our thighs. This is to test our balance. This is called the quad stretch. You hold your foot for 10 seconds and we're going to do it twice each leg. All right? If your balance isn't too good, that's okay. You can hold on to nearby furniture or a friend. So you guys ready? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grab your right foot. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then the last exercise will be reach for the sun.
Kids, it's time for as you can. We're gonna do this for 5 seconds, 3 times. Are you guys ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, Neela, you were even taller. All of you guys were so tall and so strong. Well done today. I hope you feel as good as I do. We love exercising with you kids. Thank you.
Okay, so that's all for the cool down. Also very simple. 5 exercises. Yeah. Okay, and then after that you can chill with your classes and say bye to them. Okay, and so this is for the curriculum part. If there's any questions, do think about it. If you have any questions, you feel free to shout out in the group chat, and then we will respond accordingly. Okay, so now I will pass it over to Sherry to share with you more about the online coaching model.
Okay, so I will be sharing about the online coaching model that our trainers have been actually doing. So if you heard earlier on, we already actually piloted the online coaching. So I'll share with you guys about what you're gonna do or how you're gonna do online coaching in July. Go next slide. Next slide. Okay, so basically talk about the roles. So for you as a trainer, you will support the early childhood educators by providing guidance and sharing the FMS knowledge, your FMS knowledge, and co-teach with the teachers. So I'll highlight this point later in our later slides. And also for you to highlight key teaching points and verbal cues and to demonstrate the skill. Yep, so the role of the teachers, because you're not physically there, right? Your teachers will have to set up the activity and organize the class before the start of your online coaching session. And they are to co-conduct the Nurture Kids session with you, and as well as to manage the class at the scene itself, and then to reinforce your instructions to them. Okay, so move on to the next slide. Okay, this is the online coaching model flow. So basically there will be 3 segments to online coaching. So you have the pre-discussion, the execution, and debrief. So if you look on top, for pre-discussion, there's an estimator of 10 minutes, and then the actual execution will be 40 minutes per class, and then 10 minutes for a debrief. So for the execution, you are to actually conduct the warm-up and cheer, and at least observe and co-conduct one FMS with the teachers, and conduct the cool down. Next. Okay, so more in depth about pre-discussion. So because we are doing it online, right, there's no way you can do it we are not doing it face-to-face with your teacher, so you have to actually do it prior to your actual session. Because what we realized during the pilot is usually you cannot do it on the same day when you're trying to do the execution part. So if you can actually have the pre-discussion one day in advance and go through the curriculum with the teachers and actually go through the key points. Example, leaping. So for leaping, a lot of the times your teachers may think that it is jumping, but leaping and jumping is not the same thing. So when you go through it, you really try to tell the teachers the in-depth things to take note of and the technical aspects of things. And then secondly would be safety precautions. So right now we have this COVID-19 ABCs. So safe distancing measures will come and play, the area of play, because now a lot of teachers are not bringing their kids out to the void decks. So they are they only have this small classroom space. But if you're lucky, your teachers may have a gym-ish space or like a music room kind of thing. So you really have to work with your teachers to see how you can work around the space constraint issues. And then for the third part would be to take a picture of the equipment list and set out and send it over to the teachers beforehand. So for this part, we will actually send a small set of equipments to you guys. We will confirm the dates afterwards. But once you have the equipment, you actually will do the equipment at your own house and take a picture and send it to your teachers. And actually, during this whole session, you can explain to them on how to amplify the sets that you have actually sent them. So basically, the equipments that we sent you will be enough to have one setup, but at the schools, they cannot just use one setup. They have to, let all the kids do it at one go because we only have like 1 hour playtime. Yeah. So this will be an estimator of, earlier in the slide it says 10 minutes. So, but for this timing is estimated. If you need more time during a pre-discussion or execution or debrief, you may do so. Next. Okay, so this part will be the execution. So we are getting all of you guys to do a live session. So there are different apps and different ways to do it. So you can use Zoom, FaceTime, Skype, WhatsApp call, anything that is better for you. We actually recommend Zoom. So if you see the execution part, right, the estimated timing that we recommend is around 40 minutes. So we know that for Zoom, there's a 40 minutes limit, right? So if you keep it within 40 minutes for your execution, Zoom should be sufficient. So you are to co-conduct the Nurture Kids session with the preschool teacher, and you are supposed to lead the warm-up and cheer and the Get Active workout, and co-conduct the FMS activities with the teachers. So basically, our online coaching model, we want to come off as a co-conduct program instead of just us observing the teachers, because we really want to support them during this time as well. And the good thing about the live session is if you need help during the session, the teachers need help during the session, you are able to actually help them right on the spot, even though you're not there face-to-face. So key points to take note of, make sure that the technical aspects are right. Like what I mentioned earlier, the technical aspects of the skills, as in how the teachers teach leaping, jumping, etc. Yeah, so do observe the children's reaction to the teachers while he or she is conducting as well, and help out whenever needed during the session. Next. Okay, so this is just something that we did during our pilot. So if you see this part on the left, it actually says pre-discussion. So these pictures are actually from Sean. He will send this picture to his teachers and actually during the pre-discussion explain to them how to amplify the sets and make it to have more sets so that the kids can do it repetitively. And if you see this execution part, you can see his face big on the screen because their school has a visualizer. But we understand that not all schools have a visualizer. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, sorry guys. Yeah, so if your school is lucky enough to have one, they can do that to help facilitate so that the kids can actually see your face. And if you see the bottom picture and the picture on the right, this school actually has 2 devices to actually show Sean like almost like a 360 degrees view or some sort. Like he is almost at the place, but he's not really because he's still doing it online. So the teachers actually use one laptop and one of them used their phone on a tripod to show 2 angles. So he can actually see what's going on in the whole class. Next. Give me a second, my laptop is dying. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Sorry guys. Okay, so Jack, maybe you want to play the video?
Don't step out of the house, okay? Balance.
So if you see, if you all were listening to Sean just now, this is what he actually does on a weekly basis during the pilot. So he does this for all his classes, and he will actually co-conduct the session with his teachers. Yeah, so this is kind of what we would want you guys to do during the execution part. Next. Okay, so for the debrief, debrief meaning that it will be kind of like a post-discussion with your teachers. So we will prefer you guys to do it within half a day because after the session, the session is actually fresh in your teacher's brain, right? But if you do it the next day or another day, they might actually forget about it. So these are the guiding flow and questions for the debrief. So basically you guide the teachers through how was the session, what do you think went well, what was wrong, and this is also the time for you to actually feedback to your teachers what they did well, or if they have anything to improve on and what to take note for the next session. Yeah, so what we are really trying to do is to replicate what our Nurture Kids session is like during the face-to-face sessions, but because we cannot do face-to-face sessions, this is the second best that we can get. Yep, next slide. Okay, so these are the few do's and don'ts for debrief. So the don'ts, so don't be the only one talking throughout the whole session. So don't be like this, that I'm only talking to you and you guys are not replying back. It should be a collaborative conversation. So always prompt your teachers with the guiding questions for the debrief and listen to their response and feedback. This is actually pretty important because we do want to get feedback from the teachers and see if online coaching is actually good for them. Yeah. Second, don't make assumptions or oversimplify the EC educator's preference and skills. So what we mean by this is everybody has different preference and skills. Your teachers for your schools will all be different. So if you have 3 schools, you'll have 6 teachers. And all your teachers will be very different. Some may be better than the other. So do not have any kind of stereotype or do not make any assumptions about the teachers, and actually do go in with an open mind because this is actually quite new. And third point, don't focus only on negative. So sometimes it's very easy for us to just you know, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, but really do compliment your teachers and focus on the good parts and what they can improve. I mean, we can always put it what they can improve on, what they miss out, but do compliment them and make them feel okay. If you don't want to insult them in any way. Next. Move back one slide. There is a slide on the do's for the debrief. Yep, so do's for online coaching. So setting expectations right from the start. So this is a point that is really important. So what we realize is we just want to start, meaning schedule specific timings for your schools. So don't have a time where you actually don't have a fixed time for your schools and you have to, suddenly you realize it's Friday and be like, oh, can I actually have this debrief with you so that we can wrap up for the week. But when you have a specific timing every week, it's easier for you guys to stick by. So see as almost like a normal Nurture Kids lesson, and always schedule the timing so that you can prevent any lag. Yeah. Second, understand your teachers. Understand the constraints that they are facing at the schools. Example, space constraints, they're not confident enough, or they don't have the specific equipment, and the equipment that you provide them is not enough, things like that. And third is to help your educators measure how effectively they are able to deliver the Nurture Kids curriculum. So with how they are interacting with you from the first week, how confident they are when they deliver their first lesson, because this is not like a normal lesson where you would be at to actually go through the whole lesson. For this, they are taking almost 75% of the part because they are the ones conducting the session over there. And fourth, provide constructive feedback. Like what I said during the don'ts, do not give insulting comments. Always provide recommendations and solutions to the things you feedback on. Yep. So next. Okay, so Miriam, you want to go through this part, or you want me to go through this part?
Well, just a reminder, I think all of you know about this. So tomorrow we have the session by Saudi, and the week after we have the session by Chu Mei. Yes, but sorry, I think it's a little bit abrupt. Were there other slides before this or after this?
There was one, it's the next slide actually.
Okay, maybe you move on to the next slide first.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe I just talk about the admin matters. So firstly, if you all remember, I actually sent out a WhatsApp chat in the group about the schedules. I'm actually schedules for all of you, because we understand right now we have the existing schools that Mira mentioned earlier. So the 125 schools, I will reschedule it in some sense for the schools that some trainers are unable to take during this period, and actually reschedule it to the trainers who are available. So second thing would be, after I send you guys the schedule, we will give you a heads up when to get in touch with the preschools. And third would be the equipment. We will update you guys on the equipment, on when they will arrive at your house and stuff like that. And then fourth, we are gonna have another trainers briefing in July. So around mid-July, we will have another trainers briefing to talk about our plans from August onwards. So from August onwards, the online coaching model will be slightly different in that sense, where it won't be tied to this Get Active portion anymore. It will go on to our normal Nurture Kids lesson. Okay, I'm seeing, yes. Okay, so now we're at the Q&A part. I'm seeing Chin Ching's question. Okay, so for this one, she's asking, K2 classes has 20 packs, so now 10 packs. Okay, so how it works is, now if your class have 30 kids, they will usually split the class into 3. So that means you will have either 9 or 10 kids in one class. And they will have to, for physical activity, they are not able to do it together. So some schools, they have enough manpower, as in enough teachers, to actually conduct 2 sessions side by side. So that means one teacher will take 10 kids and then another teacher will take another 10 kids. Yeah. So the teachers will need to set up the equipment. Will they not do?
Yeah, okay, so the answer is yes, the teachers will be the ones setting up the equipment because they're not present. So far, with the online coaching, that's what has been done. And I think maybe we have been lucky to get collaborative school, but this is the approach that
Yep.
the teachers will have to set up prior to the start of the session.
Yeah.
Meaning before you come online or that, ideally.
Okay, so regarding your last statement, right? So many teachers are busy taking care with their normal lessons and taking care of their children. That is why mentioned about setting your expectations right from the start. So we are coming into this in a sense where we still want to support them during this very, very extremely trying period. So we also do need them to come in and meet us in the middle in some sense. So when we are trying to support them, they should also come in and do the whole Nurture Kids lesson. And so far, from what Miriam said, we have really amazing schools that have not give us any major problem. Yeah. So okay, second question. If the center has low manpower, then have to do 2 rounds of lessons. And how will this affect our pay? Okay, so for this, right, we only commit to the centers for the same amount of time that we have committed to them. So that means 1 hour for one K1 class and 1 hour for one K2 class. So we will stick to that. And even if the class has two separate classes, that means one class has 20 people, right? 10. You will conduct it to one class and the other one, they have to conduct it on their own time. Yeah, because if say one center is 30 kids and we have to do 3 sessions, right? That means you have to do 5 sessions for one school. 6 sessions, yeah.
Yeah, so to add on to that point, just note that the commitment to school, as always has been, is 1 hour for K1 and 1 hour for K2. For this July period, as Jack shared earlier, it's alternate weeks. So it's on the 2nd week of July and the 4th week of July. So we are going in not but alternate weeks. Okay, and that 1 hour includes the pre-discussion, the execution, which will be about, I think it will be about 30 to 40 minutes, and then the post-discussion. So that's a commitment to one class. So every school, basically, you have that times 2. Okay. Also want to add a point about the equipment. Sherry said that you get the equipment soon, but unlikely you'll get it in time for the July phase because that's really soon. It will be in time for the August phase, but the July phase, I don't think we can get it in time. All right. So the logistics of it, we will get in touch with you all after this briefing. But just be thinking about it, you may have to start the July sessions without the equipment. I believe that the activities that are designed require minimal equipment. Is that right, Jack? From the videos you have seen earlier?
Sorry, yeah. So for these few activities, I mean the cones can always be replaced by water bottles. And then let's say if you need to throw bean bags or a ball, you can always use like a tissue box to replace the ball, or even make your own paper ball. Yeah, so I'm not too concerned about that, about the sports equipment.
Okay. Earlier I saw that Lily had a question about recording. The general stance for whether you're allowed to record a lesson or not will be the same as usual. So in a class setting, in a face-to-face physical setting, you won't normally take pictures or record a session. And if you do for some reason or other, then always ask for permission and make sure that there's consent from the teachers and actually the children's parents. Yeah, so don't just record, it's the same sensitivity. And because you are not physically there, actually it's even more crucial to be extra careful before taking any pictures or recording. Okay? And if you do need to record for yourself, just make sure you ask the teacher beforehand.
just to check, because it's a 60 minutes session, and not for me, because if some of them only got 40, because mine is unlimited. So if those have 40 minutes of session, yeah, how are they gonna see the pre and post of their starting of a session? Because they are going to go into 40 minutes, after 40 minutes they get cut off. That is my first question for the session. The mainstream is going to be 40 minutes. So before 10 minutes of start, they will not be able to see how the teachers are starting up or how they're going to guide them for the 10 minutes after. So the debrief is inside the 40 minutes, is it?
Okay, so to answer your question, right, the pre-discussion will be 1 day in advance. So that means you will set up a time where your teachers are available, which is usually during lunchtime, or if they're free during the evenings or when their kids are napping, right? That will be the time for you to go through with the teachers regarding the curriculum and activities you're going to do during the execution, right? So that will be the day before your execution. And then you go on to the next day, which is the actual execution, which you will go into a normal session. You will conduct the warm-up and cheer and co-conduct the FMS activity with your teachers. And if there's time to actually conduct the cool down, you can actually conduct the cool down. And your debrief will actually not be together with your execution. Okay, so why we split this into 3 parts is that because now to do this online thing, right, there is a difficulty for you to pull away your teachers from the kid. Because once you end that part, right, your teachers will have to go back with the kids to settle the kids, to move on to the next lesson, something like that. So for that part, it will be tough to do your debrief right after your execution. So you can actually set another timing, maybe during the evening when the teachers are free, then you have the debrief. Yeah, so we split it into 3 parts because right now for this online coaching, it's kind of impossible to do everything in one shot, like how you would do a normal face-to-face session. And yeah, hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thanks. Because I think so, like what you said, we need to set the permissiveness with the school, because like certain times, like my session is at 9, then the teachers say I have an earlier class, Sarah, can you start at 9:30? It's because I'm free, so I'm able to accommodate. Instead of 9 to 10, I'm able to shift half an hour later for some classes. But I think so for the online, it will be a bit difficult to shift such classes. So I think so they have to be briefed the earlier part of the versions.
Yeah. Regarding that also, we actually have to, why I say set expectations from the start is don't let the principals or teachers kind of shift, like push you a little bit to change the timings, because once they do it for the first time, it's very easy to do it for the next 10 times.
Yeah.
Right. So when you talk to your principals and teachers, do propose to them a certain timing that both of you can do it. And what I want to reiterate to you all is, even though this is an online coaching thing, right, it should be perceived as a normal Nurture Kids lesson. That means there shouldn't be a time where, oh, I cannot make it because I'm doing something else, something like that. So we want the teachers to commit to this, but we also want you guys as trainers to commit to this as well. So if it's a timing where you cannot do it or you have difficulties doing it, do raise it up to me so that I can get other trainers to cover your session cover that school for that whole period. Yeah, because we also don't want anything to be split in that sense. Yeah. So any other trainers who have difficulties, who have another job to attend to, right, do raise it up to us. Yeah, because we also don't want to face that problem of teachers complaining that our trainers are not giving them what we promise. Yeah.
I have a question. So when will the school be notified of this online training things?
Okay, so the HQ has actually been notified. We are gonna hold a briefing for all the principals and teachers. Jack, come in if if I'm missing anything out.
Right. Okay. So just on Kevin's question, right? We are meeting the principals and people involved probably about next week, if we can. If not, the very early part of July lah. Yeah, so they will, but the headquarters have already known about this. Just that the information may not been passed down to the teachers yet. So I would say currently do not get in touch with the schools yet. Probably wait until the first week of July to get in touch, and then to do the setting up of the meeting, etc. with the teachers. Okay. Okay, then I saw another question from Ashik. Confirm all new and current centers will use the Get Active Curriculum 2030. Okay, so for coming July, we will only touch on the existing centers, which is the 2019 centers, so 125 of them. So the centers that were supposed to come on board this year but didn't get to start the Nurture Kids program yet will not be part of the July group. They will start in August. Okay, I repeat, July will only be for the 125 centers that were on board last year in 2019. Okay, and they will use the Get Active curriculum. Okay, and then another question from Joyce. Can we do debrief together with all the teachers in different schools via Zoom? The answer is no. Okay, mainly the different schools are actually very protective about themselves, and we do want to give very tailored advices to all of them. Like, so for example, I mean, every teacher will be at different progress, and we should debrief them according to their own progress lah, and not mix them together. Okay, hope that answered your question. Any more questions, please?
So we will get this curriculum for July in our emails, and then to download the videos, is it through that general link or what?
Okay, so if you want the educator's kit, you are feel free to sign up for an account on the Preschoolers Get Active website that I showed you earlier on. Feel free to sign up an account that you can download the whole video and the resource kit. But this site will also be shared with you guys. And then if you are talking about what else you asked about?
The curriculum for July.
Oh, the curriculum, yes. The curriculum, we already have a PDF we'll be sending to you.
Yeah, we will send it over.
Okay.
Any other questions? I mean, pre-lesson. Okay, to answer your newer question, Joyce, the pre-lesson plan briefing. Okay, so why we want to do different schools at different timings is it should not be a mass briefing of sort. That means it should not be a mass briefing like one person talking to you about how to do the session, right? Because if we can do that, I will just get one trainer to kind of teach all the schools to do that. But how it is actually why we separate it into different schools is every school has different constraints. Every school has different space constraints, different amount of kids, different teachers to work with. So why we, what I said, like, it should be a normal Nurture Kids lesson where you are actually communicating with that specific teacher for your lesson. That means you are to actually communicate with that one teacher for your lesson and actually go through with her what they're supposed to do for a lesson, find out what constraints she have, what difficulties she has, and during that pre-discussion to actually discuss with her everything and prep her to conduct the actual lesson during your execution phase. Yeah. So it should not be a mass briefing of some sort. Yeah, I hope that answers what you meant. Any other questions? Anyone? If you are unclear, please ask now. No questions? Really?
Okay. If no other questions, we will send you the curriculum and the necessary links to the Get Active website, as well as the scheduling, we will update you once the schools and the principals have been briefed. Then you can touch base with them and you can start getting in touch, as well as doing the pre-briefing once July comes in. Okay. Just a general reminder, there's a session tomorrow, so I'll see most of you there, as well as the session on the 30th next week by True May. Okay, if no other questions, Jack, do you want to add anything else? Sherry, anything else? No? All right, then thanks so much for your time. Sorry we went over by quite a bit. I think it was partly at the start, we had a lot of excited people sharing all their experiences. I thank you for all your hard work over the last few months, and we really look forward and we're quite excited to try this new approach of online coaching. I do know that all this is very new to us as well. So along the way, if you have any feedback in terms of the way things are done, how things can be improved, do constantly give that feedback to us. Okay?
Okay, so yeah, I'm looking at more questions now. What time are your sessions? Okay, we have during March we actually had a schedule already for the schools. So next week or maybe end of this week, I will send you the schedules and you can take a look at a session whether you are able to make it or not. So the latest you can actually let me know whether you can take it will be next week. So the timings will be sent to you when I send the schedules. Okay, Chin Cheng, if CB again, how? If CB again, Miriam and Jack.
Okay, this is the assumption that the online coaching approach is assumption that kids are in school, and that we are not allowed down. Okay, so first thing is, if we are allowed to the school, we will go back to the physical session, which is why you need to commit to that specific time, like a real session. If it's CB again, honestly, we are not sure because things are quite uncertain. We will need to get back to you about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if the center is closed, then unlikely the sessions can go on the way it is lah.
Sorry, if our kids can assist with the session. As in, what you're saying is if your kids can assist with your online coaching session to demonstrate, is it? Is that what you mean, Jeremy? I mean, I'm reading it like that. That's what I am understanding. Oh, yeah, sure. If you can make it more fun, why not?
Yeah, if your kids are willing to, yeah, sure. I think it will be quite interactive for the other kids. Yeah, but it's not compulsory for everyone to do that, okay? Yeah, Lily, yes, we are trying to follow the same schedule in March. So if the school has no changes, that's what the plan is, to follow the same schedule in March. But just note that there's a bunch of schools that are completely new. So those schools won't be with us in July. Okay, I think we've gone over quite a bit, so we will end off here. Any other questions? You can stay on a while more to ask us, or you can put it in our group chat, the Nurture Kids Trainers group chat. If not, thank you all so much, and we'll keep in touch. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Okay, I see the question from Andre. For the CCA session by Saudi and Chumi, the timings, is it at 3 p.m.?
Yes, the timing is at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
3 to 4:30, right?
Yes.
3 to 4:30. Okay, so Sean's question. So I'm actually scheduling some schools. I will schedule at least one school to all the trainers. Yeah, to answer your question. So you will at least have one school during this period, during the July period.
Yeah, because there's some trainers that have found other jobs or have left. So we do have some schools that require trainers. Yeah, so once we have sorted out, we will let you all know.
Okay, who's still on?
Sorry, can I ask something?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said that some schools, the new schools won't be joining us in the July program, is it? So what if? So what if how do I know if the school that I was assigned to, is it a new school or old school?
Okay, so I will actually send out the schedule in the next few days, so you can actually see which schools you have. I think not to worry, as long as you are available, then I will actually assign you. But actually, we also need to see. You need to see when I send out the schedule, because some of the new trainers will assign old schools already. So I mean, right now off the bat, I cannot tell you whether you have a new or old school. So you let me go and check, and I'll get back to you regarding that.
Yeah, okay. Because like myself, I'm a new trainer, so I'm not too sure if the schools that is issued to me is it a new or old school?
Can.
We should highlight the schools
Okay.
that are affected. So the trainers who were in touch with them previously can also know for themselves, and also if they're able to be in touch with the school to just inform them about this.
Okay. So you'll just like take notice of the next week schedule that you're going to send us.
Yeah, I will send.
Okay.
In the next few days. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Anything else? For the people still staying on, you have a question?
Mine is the workshop, so I will speak to Miriam, or Miriam, should I speak to you over the phone?
Maybe separately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, see you all then. Bye.
For A-Language School, are you saying? Is it the current school? Is it Belinda? MYO at Kaching. Okay, maybe you drop me a text regarding this, so I can take note. Because if I'm not wrong, there's already a trainer assigned to this school. Yep. Bye. They told me that, okay. Okay, that yeah, I will get back to you regarding that also. Okay, thanks. You're muted.
Yeah, can I stop recording already?
Yeah.